Hey everyone, this is Niki Rowland for Bramble Fox today. I hope you have enjoyed the recent National Scrapbooking Day celebrations. I know I had lots of fun. I'm using a set which is new to the store called Binge Watch. It's perfect for documenting these days at home where we are all watching lots of television. And my daughter certainly is the queen of binge watching this particular program that I'm documenting today. So perfect for lockdown. I am also using a few little flowers called from the set called Meadow flowers. They're really, really beautiful. They weren't the focus of this layout, the Binge Watch one was, but they are gorgeous, and you should have a look at those definitely. They're really super pretty, and as soon as I do another floral layout, the rest of them will be all over it. Okay, so the Binge Watch perspective title is red. Red is a tricky colour for me to use. I tend to associate it with Christmas, so therefore I had to go rummaging through my stash to find the perfect papers to go with this perspective. And happily, the Shimelle field trip collection has a reasonable amount of red in it, and I thought I would pair that with the pink, and that then gave me an idea that red and pink often is a Valentine's theme, and I have loads of Valentine's collections and embellishments and things. So I wasn't sure I was going to go down the full hearts thing, but I just thought that I might be able to pick some bits from Valentine's collections. So I definitely did do that. I used some from the Lollipop Box Club that I had from the Valentine's kit there, as well as pulling in some more bits and pieces from the Shimelle collection too. So I started off with a cut file. So I I've recently done a layout with a television on it, so I didn't want to do a giant television. Plus I had the little television perspective from the Binge Watch set. So I thought I'd try and do something else and decided upon a remote control. And I was delighted to find my remote control in the Silhouette store. So that's where it came from. It's actually a doodlebug design, but it came with a television as well. But the remote control was perfect because it's my Sky remote. Anyone who subscribes to Sky will know that that's a Sky remote. So perfect. I also added the word click myself. I did that, just added a font in Silhouette Studio. So I cut the remote control twice. I cut it once from the red paper, that's the Shimelle paper, and I really liked the zigzag lines on it. It reminded me of Static from the TV, and it just really helped that it was red too. So I cut it once with all the holes in, and I cut it a second time but without all the holes in silver, and backed the red one with the silver template. So therefore I had a solid remote control that I could move around my page and place where I wanted to. So I have two photos. So I have, they're very similar. They're not the same photo, but they are extremely similar. But I was printing 3 photos on my selfie in the 4 up, 4 to a page setting. So I thought, oh, I don't want to waste that quarter. So I just put another one of these photos of her holding her book. So I thought I'd use 2 different size photos on the layout. It's not something I do that often. I'm normally a stickler for sticking to the 2 larger ones. But actually I really like having the 2 different sizes. I say they're not identical photos, they are slightly different. But you'd have to probably spot the difference to find them, to be fair. Okay, so the Binge Watch set comes with the title, the Binge Watch title, and it also comes with that cute little television in the grey, and also the play sign, so a circle with a triangle in it for play, and they are in silver. So this was why I chose to do the back of the remote control in silver, and it's one of the colours I wanted to introduce to the layout. So rather than just stick with the reds as a predominant colour, I wanted to bring in the silver as well. So you can see that I'm rummaging through there, all my Valentine stuff. I pulled out some crepe paper, but that really didn't go. And then I thought about this freckled fawn things I've had for ages, and I thought that I might be able to bring in some of the purple from the Shimelle collection, and that would go with that. But in the end, I stuck pretty much to the red theme, red and pinks, and silver. and some black as well. So I've mounted my both photos actually, on a black and white crosshatch paper. That was just a small piece from a 6x8 paper pad. And now I've discovered my Lollipop Box Club kit from about February, March time. Was definitely Valentine's themed or love themed. It had some really cool stuff in it. It said, you are Wonder Woman, or you are a Wonder Woman on some of the items. And actually there was a flare badge in there that I have used on this layout that says just that. I love the speech bubble ephemera and these little stars. They just went perfectly with this layout really, really well. The colours in that ephemera were red, pink, silver and black. Perfect. It was like they were made for this layout. So I embraced that and went with it. So underneath Binge Watch, I've had this manufacturing strip. It was from one of the Shimelle papers that I just took the manufacturing strip off of, and it was the right colour, so really pretty kind of pinky purpley colour with dashes on. So I thought I couldn't let that go to waste, so I've cut a small piece of it and used it to underline my Binge Watch title, and I've added some tiny red pom-pom trim underneath. I've just stuck it on the back. I did contemplate sewing it in place, but in the end I decided just to stick it. I thought it might be a bit tricky to get through my sewing machine, so I just didn't. I probably could have managed it, but I was feeling lazy. So that is that, and now I'm happy with where my remote control is. I'm happy with where my photos are. I'm happy with the placement of my title. Over on the left side, I've got a bag that came, like a paper bag that came with the Lollipop Box Club kit. It was one of the items is packaged in it, but they have such cute packaging in those kits that you can use almost everything on a layout. So that dotty design was lovely, and served as another really nice paper layer on my layout. And then I say I'm bringing in some of the ephemera. So I've got I've got a speech bubble there, and then over to the left of my photo, I've cut in half a larger label that had a silver edge. And I've put one on the left side and one on the right side of my photos. And then I've backed the little silver television from the Binge Watch set with a piece of pink cloud paper that I had left over. That's that Shimelle Never Grow Up. Get your Shimelle collections right, Niki. So I just used a scrap of that to mount the back of the TV because it's an open perspective and therefore you can see through it, and if you place that over several layers you can see all those layers through the television and it wouldn't have looked right. So I backed it with a piece of pink. It reads as a solid pattern even though it does have a cloud on it, and that works perfectly. It just kind of makes it a standalone embellishment, so just finishing off, well carrying on even, I'm not quite finished, carrying on, adding some ephemera, tucking bits in here and there. I found some stickers and some labels, so I've just used those. One set had these black stickers on that were kind of doodled circles, scribbled circles that went round lots of times. They were great, so I've just tucked those under my photos as well. Just kind of gives an extra bit of definition to my photos, and now I'm determined to use the flare badge that came in that Lollipop Box Club kit, and it says you are a Wonder Woman, which is quite cute, so I thought I would use that. However, it had a badge on the back, an actual pin, because flare badges are badges, but normally they have just a flat back. Anyway, I spent ages trying to cut off the pin so I could lie the embellishment flat. I probably should have just pinned it through the layout. That would have been more sensible, because I managed to ruin my scissors while I was doing it. So silly me. Don't do that. Use pliers if you want to do that. So I have a few labels here that I'm just adding. One says shining bright, one says happy times, and then I've flirted again with the idea of using those freckled fawn phrases, but the only ones in the right colours were too long, so I couldn't use them. I've also got a little sentiment at the bottom that says feeling fabulous, and I'm adding in some stars as well. I'm also adding in some star rhinestone gems too. They were also in that kit. And then these cute black alphas, little tile alphas in black, they were also from that kit. And I wanted to write the word ouch because that's what she's holding. So this is her favourite TV show. It's called Operation Ouch. My daughter is not particularly bright. She's not the top of the class, we can certainly say that. Yet she is determined that she's going to be either a doctor or a surgeon. So good on her. Aim high. I hope she gets there. So this program that she watches is a medical program, and she absolutely loves it. So that's why I'm documenting this for the Binge Watch title. There it goes perfectly, because she has watched every episode multiple times and is still not sick of it, unlike me. So that's what this little story is about. And I say, I hope she aims high. So that's why the "You Are a Wonder Woman" badge went well with this layout. So we'll see what she gets to in life. Hey, she might prove us all wrong and become a surgeon. Who knows? Okay, so I'm just chatting to my friends at the moment on Zoom or something. I always forget that I'm filming, and I'm chatting away to my friends and leaning forward, looking at the screen, and then I realise afterwards that that's all on camera. Oh well. So just tucking in some twiddles now. So I'm using my silver thread that I love and use all the time. We are Memory Keepers one. So just tied a few twiddles around and tucked them either side of my two photos. And I'm pretty much done now. I'm nearly there. I just had to handwrite in my journaling. I think I did that off screen. I also added some stitching. So I added some black machine stitching to the Binge Watch title, the strip underneath it, and to the bottom left of my photos. And I've just added some Indian ink there in black, some big blobs of black Indian ink there onto the layout. So I just wicked up the excess so that it doesn't spread and look out of control. Okay, so pretty much I think I am now done. I think, yeah, I am absolutely completely finished now. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me today. Do check out the Binge Watch set in the store, as well as those lovely Meadow flowers. They're so cute. And thank you so much for joining me. That was Niki Rowland for Bramble Fox.